For countless ages, humans have lived under a profound illusion. They have been convinced that the harder they work, the more wealth they will bring. This belief is so deeply ingrained that few dare to challenge it. But history bears witness, the hardest working people have never been the richest. The farmer, toiling day and night in the fields, works harder than the king who lives in a palace. Yet, wealth resides not with the farmer, but with the king. This is where the first truth is revealed. The relationship between hard work and wealth is not straightforward. If wealth were acquired solely through hard work, every laborer in the world would be an emperor. Every porter would own a treasure, and every soldier would be drenched in gold. But the reality is exactly the opposite. Wealth goes to the person who not only works hard but understands the system, who employs labor with their minds, not their hands. Hard work is a power in itself, but if power is without direction, it destroys, not creates. Often, the hard worker becomes so engrossed in his labor that he loses sight of who his labor ultimately benefits. Wealth is generated where value is created, and value is born not from labor alone but from understanding. One person digs a well, another decides where to dig the well. The first person sweats, the second person reaps the benefits. This is not injustice, it is the law of life. Wealth is not the reward for work, it is the response of intelligence. The person who merely works hard sells himself. The person who plans buys the hard work of others. This is the difference between a king and a servant. The servant thinks about how much work he needs to do today, while the king thinks about who to get the work done, when to get it done, and when to stop. Work often becomes the most effective weapon to keep the poor busy. They are so exhausted that they have no power left to think. And thinking is dangerous, because thinking raises questions. Questions shake the system. This is why society worships hard work but fears intelligence. Wealth doesn't go where the most labor is put in. Wealth goes where decisions are made. The person making the decisions may be wrong, but the one who doesn't make decisions remains poor throughout his life. Those who only work hard sell their time, and the value of time is limited. But those who create systems control time, and there is no limit to time. Wealth never chooses a tired body. Wealth always chooses a sharp mind. This mind is not emotional, it is driven by calculation, not compassion. This is why the hardest working people are often the most emotional. They say, "I've spent my whole life." But kingdoms aren't built by spending lives. Kingdoms are built by the right moves. Wealth comes to the person who knows when to work and when to retreat, who understands which battles to fight and which to avoid. It's not necessary to win every battle, but to enter every battle is certain poverty. A hard worker often prides himself on his honesty. But is honesty accompanied by wisdom? If a person stands in an open field and shouts the truth, and the enemy shoots an arrow, death comes not to truth but to foolishness. Wealth goes to the clever, not to the good. This statement is harsh, but true. Goodness is emotion, while wealth is mathematics. One who doesn't understand mathematics cannot live by emotions. A person who works hard only waits for results. A person who strategizes determines the outcome. This is why history has always had fewer kings and more servants. Poverty doesn't come from a lack of hard work, poverty is born from a lack of understanding. Wealth never sees sweat, wealth sees judgment. A person who works hard all his life fulfills the dreams of others. But one who thinks, chooses, and makes the right move creates history. Money follows those who make a path, not those who simply walk along.